Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gola Haribo, 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 Nitai Gola Haribo. Jam Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Bhakti Charita Tafsir Might Mind Grace Esi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prince Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Vrindavana Ki Jai, Haridama Shri Navama, Mayapur Ki Jai, Samedheta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to Shri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Conversation between Manu and Kaudama, Text 55. Adharmaś samedheta, lolupair vyaṅkuśair nṛbhiḥ, śayāne tvayi lokayam, dasyu-grasto vinaṅkṣyati. Adharmaś samedheta, lolupair vyaṅkuśair nṛbhiḥ, śayāne tvayi lokayam, dasyu-grasto vinaṅkṣyati. Adharmaś samedheta, lolupair vyaṅkuśair nṛbhiḥ, śayāne tvayi lokayam, dasyu-grasto vinaṅkṣyati. Please chant. Adharmaś samedheta, lolupaiḥ vinaṅkṣyati, śayāne tvayi lokayam, dasyu-grasto vinaṅkṣyati, adharmaś samedheta, lolupaiḥ vyaṅkuśair, śayāne tvayi lokayam, dasyu-grasto vinaṅkṣyati, adharmaś samedheta, unopposed bhakti nṛbhiḥ, śayāne tvayi lokayam, dasyu-grasto vinaṅkṣyati, adharmaś samedheta, lolupaiḥ nṛbhiḥ, ayam tvayi lokoyam, dasyu-grasto vinaṅkṣyati, adharmaś samedheta, lolupaiḥ nṛbhiḥ, ayam tvayi lokoyam, dasyu-grasto vinaṅkṣyati. Adharmaḥ, unrighteousness. Cha and samedheta would flourish. Lolupaiḥ, simply hankering after money. Vyaṅkuśair, uncontrolled. nṛbhiḥ, by men. Tvayi, when you lie down for rest. Loka, world. Ayam, this. Dasi, by the miscreant. Grastaḥ, attacked. vinaṅkṣyati, it will perish. Translation: if you gave up all thought of the world situation, unrighteousness would flourish. For men who hanker only after money would be unopposed. Such miscreant would attack and the world would perish. If you gave up, we can read together. If we gave up all thought of world situation, unrighteousness would flourish. For men who hanker only after money would be uprooted. Unopposed. Such miscreant would attack and the world would perish. Purport: because the scientific division of 4 varṇas and 4 ashrama is now being extinguished, the entire world is being governed by unwanted men who have no training in religion, politics, or social order, and is in deplorable condition. In the institution of 4 varṇas and 4 ashrama, there are regular training principles for the different classes of men. Just as in the modern age, there is a necessity for engineers, medical practitioners, and electricians, and they are properly trained in different scientific institutions. Similarly, in former time, the higher social order, namely the intelligent class, the Brahmanas, the ruling class, the kshatriya, and the mercantile class, the vaishya, were properly trained. Bhagavad-gītā describes the duty of Brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, and shudra. When there is no such training, one simply claims that because he is born in a Brahmana or kshatriya family, he is therefore a Brahmana or kshatriya, even though he performs the duty of shudra. Such undue claim to being a higher caste man makes the system of scientific social order into caste system, completely degrading the original system. Thus, society is now in chaos, and there is neither peace nor prosperity. It is clearly stated herein that unless there is vigilance of the strong king, impious, unqualified men will claim to a certain state in society, and that will make the social order perish. Om Gyanantimirandasya Gyanagana Sharakaya Chakshumritanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Namo Vishtan Stapitanyena Bhutare Svayam Lupa Kadamayan Dadapi Pang Parantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamaram Shri Guru Vaishnavanchan Shri Rupam Sagaratan Sahagana Lagnatam Vitantam Sajivam Savaitam Savarutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devan Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalitam Shri Visakam Vitanscha Hey Krishna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namoste Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanespari Risabhanuste Devi Pimanami Haripriya Panchakalpa Tarvasya Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Pamadebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pestaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Sasaste Vengoravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyabari Paschachari Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sarigora Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much for coming to the class. Welcome to Mayapur Dasi, Mayapur Academy student, Mayapur Institute student, and many exalted personality. I especially seek for the permission and blessing of senior Vaishnavas, my spiritual master, my teachers, my classmates, and many others wonderful devotees. Hare Krishna. So today we are discussing chapter 21 of Canto 3. I'm going to do the overview of this chapter first because today's verse is second last verse of this chapter. Then we are going to discuss about today's verse, specifically highlight on the word adharma and dharma. Then from the purport, Prabhupada repeatedly talk about varna and training. So now I'm going to focus on this point. So the overview, this is the part of the conversation of Maitreya and Vidura. So Vidura left Hastinapur because of Duryodhana has insulted just before the battle of Kurukshetra. During a pilgrimage, he met Uddhava, then he met Maitreya. Now Maitreya is the disciple of Vyasadeva, and Vidura is the son of Vyasadeva. So they know each other, they are contemporary, and they have a neutral respect and neutral affection. So within these two personalities, the conversation is very pleasing and satisfying. Satam pasanga mama birya sambido bhavanti frikana lasayana katan tajon sanaspanga bhagavatam sula dalati bhakti anukamishati. So the two devotees or many devotees come together, discuss about the Supreme Lord. Discussion is very pleasing to the ear and to the heart. And from such discussion, we increase the faith and up to the prema. So this discussion between Vidura and Maitreya sound like about Manus, daughters, marriage, or creation. Sound like mundane, but actually it's related to Krishna. So that's why it is very pleasing and satisfying. So in the beginning, they're discussing about creation, Sarga. Then later they discuss about Visarga, creation by Brahma. Then he talked about Brahma created sages, demigods, rakshas. Then he created human being. Then that is Manu, Svayambhuva Manu. Then Vidura asked, what about Swayambhuva Manu's descendants? What they did to do? What a great king in the line. So that's how the chapter 1 starts. Then Kardama Muni was ordered by Lord Brahma to increase the progeny. This is the beginning of creation. So he didn't want to just start creating the children. So he went to bank of Sarasvati and performed 10,000 austerities. And the Lord was very pleased, and he appeared and he said, I know your mind. I have just someone suitable for you. And then that is daughter of Swayambhuva Manu. And he will come, Swayambhuva Manu will come the day after tomorrow to see you and hand over the daughter. So the Kardama Muni was waiting there. Interestingly, in the beginning it was said Kardama Muni was performing austerity by the bank of Sarasvati. But now when Manu came, he found Kardama Muni on the bank of Bindu Sarovar. Did he move? No, he didn't move. But because the Lord was so pleased and so much affection the Lord has to Kardama Muni, he shed the tears. And with the drop of the tears, created the Bindu Sarovar. So that's how he was in the Bindu Sarovar, which was surrounded by Saraswati River. Then Manu came and he mounted from a chariot. And he offered obeisances. And then they greeted each other. Then Kardama Muni said, "Oh, you great king, you must be going around, traveling around to see the world because you are Manu, empowered by the Supreme Lord to rule." So the Manu is Vibhuti of the Lord. That means not exactly Sakshapesha Avatara, but a little less empowered. That is called Vibhuti, opulence of the Lord. Opulence of the Lord in terms of ruling the world. Therefore, Kardama Muni is glorifying Manu. You are going around to rule the world. You have to see the world. That's why you are doing your duty properly. You are powerful as the sun and the moon and the Kuberas and Vayu and all that. And you are like a supreme personality of God. It's not like he's impersonalist and he's not neglecting the demigod, but then he's saying because you are Vibhuti, empowered to rule, therefore you have that Shakti, he has that power to rule, just like sun and the moon, just like Supreme Lord. You are representative of the Supreme Lord. He glorified like that. Then he said the previous text, he was talking about how the king's duty is to protect the citizen, and if he doesn't do, then what will happen? That's what he's talking about, this text. If you don't do that, if you don't do the duty of Kshatriya, then unrighteous adharmaḥ will flourish, and a man who are hankering after the man will be unstopped, unchecked, and the miscreant will attack, and the world will perish. That is today's text. Now we come more detail on today's text. Adharmaḥ. The first word he said was adharmaḥ. So what is dharma and what is adharmaḥ? Prabhupada said in Bhagavad-gītā, in I think introduction, the definition of dharma means characteristic. Sometimes dharma is translated as religion or faith, but the faith or religion can be changed, but the characteristic will not change. Just like sweet, sugar's dharma is sweet. Salt's dharma is salty. Chili's dharma is pungent. If something else is there, then that is not the salt, that is not sugar. So the living entity's dharma is to serve. Prabhupada said, A serve B, B serve C. Everyone is serving. That is the dharma. Among all the dharma, what is the supreme dharma? That is Savaipunsam paro dharmo yato bhakti adokshajay ahaituki apatihata yayatma spasidati. The supreme occupational duty of the living entity is to serve the supreme personality of Godhead. That should be unmotivated, uninterrupted, the supreme dharma. Now this adharma, the word adharma is coming to Bhagavad-gītā. Arjuna said, adharma vibhava Krishna. If I kill these elders, Bhishma and Drona, that is the adharma. If I do the adharma, I will get a sinful reaction. Not only that, elder will be killed, family tradition will be broken, unwanted progeny will come, and then everything will be spoiled. I cannot do this. I will not do this because I have to protect the dharma. Then Krishna said, no, you are kshatriya. Kshatriya dharma is to fight. And then neglecting the dharma, you will destroy the world. Just like Janaka, King Janaka, he is a Mahashana. He doesn't have to do anything but to set the example. He ruled the world just like example. And I myself, I don't have anything to gain in this material world, but to set the example, I do the duty of kshatriya, I do the duty of my own, so that the whole world will not follow my bad example, and then in that case, the whole world will be perished. The same logic here Kaudama Muni is using toward Manu. Okay, Manu, you are the emperor, you are ruling the king, and you are protecting the citizens. That's wonderful. And if you don't do that, then whole unrighteousness, adharma will be pervaded. And then the man who is hankering after the money, they will not be stopped. And then miscreant will attack, and the world will be perished. This is the shloka today. Then now we are going to the purport. Prabhupada talk about the varna-ashrama division. First, Prabhupada talk about the varna-ashrama division is now being extinguished. In the previous chapter 31, text 54, he said that because varna-ashrama is established by the Supreme Lord, it will not be gone, it will not be perished. But then here, Prabhupada said, now it's been extinguished. So now I'm going to try to understand what it is. Means varna-ashrama is made by the Supreme Lord. What's the shloka? Chaturu varna mayasestan varna-ashrama vibhogasa. So the guna karma vibhogasa. So I established this varna-ashrama according to guna and karma. So the guna means varna-ashrama. Of course, brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, that's the ashram. Then varna, then according to guna, three modes of material nature, because we are in the material world, we are influenced by the three modes of material nature, we have certain tendency to act according to that guna, mode of goodness, brahmana, mode of passion, kshatriya, mode of ignorance, and mixed with passion is vaishya, then mode of ignorance is shudra. Then now according to the karma, Krishna said in Bhagavad-gītā 18th chapter 40 verse onward, Samadhamat pasochang santi agyama evacha jnana vijnana astakyam brahma karma sajamiham. That is the brahmana's karma, that is samad, peacefulness, dhamma, self-control, and then samadhamak tapasochang, austerity and cleanness. Then austerity, cleanness, then honesty, then knowledge and wisdom, then religiousness. That is the natural quality, the Brahmana work. That means Brahmana has natural tendency to be honest, natural tendency to be austerity. They like to be doing austerity. It's not like being forced, but they like natural tendency, natural karma. Karma means activities. Then Kshatriya's natural tendency is leadership, protecting others, heroism, especially in the battle, resourcefulness. Those are the natural quality of Kshatriya. Then Vaishya, then Golakshana, protecting the cow and plowing the ground, the field, then trade. Then Shudra, they serve the others, higher caste. So these qualities are there. So now, why Prabhupada is saying this four varna ashrama is established by the Lord, but it's not supposed to be extinguished, but then here extinguished. So now I'm going to divide the level of varna ashrama understanding. So first varna ashrama understanding is natural varna ashrama. That means, just as I said, we have we are covered with material. We are spirit souls, evolved by Krishna. Nityadasa, we are naturally eternal servant of Krishna. That is our original position. But because we are in the material world, we are influenced by the three modes of nature, Prakriti, no, the other one. The other one I was talking about from 1322. Karana gunasangasya sarartha yoni jamashu. The living entity in the material world that influences three modes of material nature by the contact of three modes of material nature. Thus we are going through the all different living condition. So karana gunasangasya. Because we are in contact with material nature, we are influenced. So everyone is differently influenced, and naturally someone is inclined for the studying, then brahmanas, and then someone is inclined to fight and protect weak people, ruling, then kshatriya. So natural tendency there. So without system, there is natural varnashrama there. When Prabhupada went to Russia for the first time, there is a wonderful story. It's not directly related, but when Shyamasundara Prabhu went with Prabhupada, they are packing so that no suspicion will come. They are packing so carefully so that they don't have anything suspicious. But somehow Marathi Mataji sneaked in the Bhagavad-gītā in Shyamasundara Prabhu's suitcase. And on the top of that, in the Bhagavad-gītā, she put so many pictures of the deities. And then they came to the custom. He didn't know properly. And then the customer opened, then there's the Bhagavad-gītā. Then they started calling the police, and so many people came and checked in, what it is, and all that commotion. Then they opened Bhagavad-gītā, so many pictures of the deity spread all over. Then went all over flying, and here and there. Then the people behind them waiting in the line. What's happening? Can you hurry up? We have to get in the plane. And then the customer and the police, okay, just take and go. So that's how Bhagavad-gītā went to Russia for the first time. That is a side topic, but what I wanted to say was when Prabhupada was there, he saw the communism in Russia. Everyone is same, and nobody should have money officially, and everyone should have same standard of the living. They should be doing everyone same. But the Prabhupada said, as he was living, he said, this communism is artificial, it's not going to work. In 20 minutes, it's going to collapse. There is a natural, there is a sweeper, there is a person who is sitting in a higher place. It's natural, so it's not going to work. Sure enough, after 20 years, after Prabhupada said, the communists kind of broke apart. So that is a natural varna which is there without a system. It's naturally there. And the next level of varna is Vedic varna, which is supporting the natural tendency with the system of Veda. So someone is having a Brahmanical quality, they are supported by the system of Vedas. Someone has a quality and tendency of kshatriya, they are supported by the system and social order. And plus they are being trained, not just having a natural tendency, but they are being trained to be good brahmana, good kshatriya. And then that is good. But then in course of time, because they are being trained, brahmanas, men are trained, brahmana women trained, they marry, they have natural attraction to each other because similar quality. Then they united, then and when they have a child, the Brahmanical soul will be attracted to this parent, so they come. So the parents will be Brahmana and the children will be Brahmana. And then that's why descendant after descendant, there will be Brahmanas. The problem is, up to here is good. Problem is, after some time, people start thinking, yes, we are Brahmana, we are superior. You are Sudra, you are lower. Because people are sinful, they are born in the lower caste. And they practice pious activities. Next life, they become Vaishya, then next life, they become Kshatriya. Then after so many years of pious activities, they may become Brahmana. So we are pious, we are so great. You are sinful, that's why you are in the low class. So they put themselves so high without actual qualification. They put so high, so it's become very distinct. It's not nice society. It's the fault of the Vedic varnashrama bring about this situation. Yes, by the good quality, people get promoted to the brahmanas, but also it's said in Kali Yuga, the demon are taking birth in the brahmana's family, so it's there. So we can never say brahmana bandhu, friend of bandhu, bandhu means friend of brahmana. The children of brahmana could be really brahmana by guna karma. It's not true, sure, but the society are mixing up like that. Then it comes to the asuric varnashrama. Prabhupada talk about today's purport. Asuric varnashrama means, asuric means asura. Asura means I'm the body. Body is most important. I'm the body of brahmana because I'm in the brahmana caste. I'm the great. I'm the best. So the asuric varnashrama is based on bodily conception. My family is brahmana family. That is completely different from what Krishna originally made. Then lastly comes Devi varnashrama. Devi varnashrama, that's actually, varnashrama is based on the guna karmas, but that guna karma is material guna karma. It's nothing to do with our spiritual nature, our eternal servant of Krishna. But because we are in the material world, we have guna karma. So Devi varnashrama are using that material influence guna karma to bring to the praising to the Supreme Lord. Savai punsa parodharmo yato bhakti adokshaya, that I said that before. So the other one, atapumi tuveshastan varnashrama vibhogasa spanitasta dharmasa samsiddhin haritosanan. The purport of the varnashrama, social division of caste division, that is haritosana, praising the Supreme Lord. We have to praise the Supreme Lord. That purport is there. That is Devi varnashrama. But that is not exactly pure devotional service in the beginning state. The goal is pure devotion, but in the beginning state, it's not pure devotion. Even Sri Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, 64 anga of devotional service, varnashrama is not mentioned. It's not a part of the 64 anga of devotional service. And later on, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is the first Vaishnava Acharya who introduced system of varnashrama into devotional service, and then this word Devi varnashrama was introduced by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Before that, there was no varnashrama emphasized. We just chant Hare Krishna like that. So it was going on like that. So on this point, and I'm going to do Prabhupada's modern mission. So that is the explanation of the varnashrama, different stage, different level. And now we see the society, how it is varnashrama in relation to varnashrama. Now what's Prabhupada's mission about varnashrama? So this is the third canto, very beginning, and then also in Bhagavad-gītā also start from adharmaḥ, kurukshetra, start from dharma, and then after later on Arjuna said, Kalpanya doso pahatas bhavava pichami tvan dharma samutta chesata. I don't know what is my duty. Then at the end Krishna said, Dharma dharma paritajan mahekam saranam bhajan. Just give up all the religion, surrender to me. That's the end of Bhagavad-gītā. Start from dharma and end of with give up all the dharma. Then Bhagavatam start from dharma payoshta kaitavar. All this pretentious dharma, just reject everything. Then we will start Srimad Bhagavatam, only the glorification of the Lord. That's how Bhagavad-gītā starts and how Srimad Bhagavatam starts. And then Prabhupada is talking about this dharma from beginning of his preaching. But he only, toward the end, he said that I have not done half 50% of my mission. Prabhupada was leaving the world in 1977. Some few devotees was there, and Abhiram Prabhu was testimony, and he was saying that Prabhupada said, I have no frustration. Then he paused and he said, but I have one frustration. And someone said, is that because Prabhupada, you didn't finish translation in Bhagavatam? And Prabhupada said, no, because I could not establish varnashram dharma. Then other time he said, when he was already so sick, he wanted to go to America. When he was already so sick, and he was very sick. Then he said that if I can travel one more time, then I want to go to the Gita Nagara. And someone asked, so Gita Nagara, for what? You want, how we can actually establish varnashrama? How we do that? And Prabhupada said, I will go to Gita Nagara, I will sit there, I will demonstrate, I will teach how to do the varnashrama, established varnashrama. So he was very much interested in spreading establishing the varnashrama, but he didn't start from varnashram in the beginning of Hare Krishna movement. Doesn't mean he didn't say anything from beginning. He was saying, we can see in all this purport everywhere about varnashram. Then early as 1949, he was writing a letter to someone. I think that is 49 means before he started Hare Krishna movement in America, he was, I think, still in India. He was part of supporting Gandhi's movement. He was saying that Mahatma Gandhi, he is so busy, he has so many things to do, but he never missed attending Lama Sabha, that means attending the meeting glorification of Lord Ramachandra. So he also wants to start a movement which is based on glorification of the Supreme Lord by chanting the holy name. Then he said that he wants to do the deity worship, and he wants to establish the temple. In India, there are just so many broken down temples. The temple is supposed to be the place where we are supposed to gather together and spread the message of the Supreme Lord, glorify the Supreme Lord, but they are all broken down. So he wanted to establish the temple. Then after the fourth one, he wanted to re-establish, which was already there from the Supreme Lord's time. He wanted to re-establish Supreme Lord. That was 1949 letters. He was saying that. But when he went to America, he saw the young hippies so far away from Varnashram. Varnashram means civilized human being. But then he didn't see civilized human beings there, the hippies. So he thought, okay, not now, but then he is going to give directly the holy name, chanting the holy name, and then he trained all these hippie to the Vaishnava. That is, Vaishnava is above the Brahmana, that means above the Varnashram. Forget about the Varnashram for now. We are going to train as a Vaishnava, which is much higher than Varnashram. Then after some years, 1974, around 74, he started saying, we have to start the Varnashram. There's a famous morning walk in Vrindavan, Prabhupada walking, and then he was talking about how he wants to do the Varnashram. He wants to do the Varnashram college training. In this purport, 5 times he talking about training. Train the people in the Varnashram. Then devotees never heard of what is Varnashram. Is that a Gurukula or same or different? Prabhupada said, no, Gurukula is for young children. Varnashram college is elder. And then someone asked, Prabhupada, that is for a devotee or for outside people? And Prabhupada said, both for outside people can join and the devotee can also join. And they will be trained as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. And then someone asked, what about Shudra? Shudra has to be trained. And Prabhupada said, yes, Shudra has to be trained to be humble, trained to be serve the others with gratitude. So there is always training there for any Varna and ashram. And then he was talking about how he wants to do this Varna ashram college in every centers and every temple which exists in ISKCON. That means just not only 1 or 2. Now I see in Mayapur, Bhakti-Raga Maharaj is trying to cultivate and establish Varnashram college. They can stay there. Prabhupada said that has to be ashram, boarding school. It's not like come and go. Boarding school, because Varnashram college means not just by hearing and learning, but they have to experience, they have to go through by lifestyle. So he wanted boarding school, and then he has ashram, then cow protection, farming, has to be self-sufficient. Prabhupada said has to be self-sufficient because people are not peaceful because of the food. There is no food, there is no peace. Just like when we have COVID, first thing people worry about the food. Okay, everything shut down, no traffic, no shop, nothing is there, what we are going to get food. So Prabhupada said self-sufficiency. So he wanted a farm and self-sufficiency and cow protection. Just like in Mayapur, in the beginning of Mayapur, Prabhupada was very tight with money. And Mayapur has to survive with very little budget, and even that has to be self-sufficient. So he told in the Sri Pataka Maharaj has to manage with little money, and then he decided we have big land. So he's going to cultivate the land. And then bendi season, every day bendi. Radish season, radish means mula season, every day mula. And so much vegetables growing in the land. And then the devotee said, oh, Jayapataka Maharaj, please no more mula. Every day mula is too much. That's how it was going on. And then deity worship, there was a Radha Madhava, small Radha Madhava was there in the bhajan. The bhajan was very little. And sweet for the deity is 2 sandesh for a day. And there is a 6 offering. So they cut the sandesh into 6, and then they gave a small piece to each offering to Radha Madhava. That's the bhaji. That's the self-sufficiency, the beginning of self-sufficiency in Mayapur. And then Prabhupada also wanted the Mayapur to be self-sufficiency economically. He wanted currency only in Mayapur. Mayapur currency, it's called Chaitanya. So when people buy something or sell something, how much is this? 1 Chaitanya, 2 Chaitanya, 100 Chaitanya, 1,000 Chaitanya, million Chaitanya. So everyone chant Chaitanya. That's what Prabhupada wanted. Chaitanya currency in Mayapur, self-sufficiency. So it was going on like that. So now we have many challenges because Prabhupada sees that it's necessary for the people in general, those who cannot take up Krishna consciousness immediately. Of course, taking up Krishna consciousness immediately is easy, and Lord Chaitanya gave that method, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Karan, Karo Nasteva, 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 Tiyante, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hariswari Prabhu asked Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this method of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and that is the easiest method. And in Kali Yuga, people are so fallen, it's difficult to do the varṇashram. And Prabhupada said, to become Vaishnava is not the easy thing. Varṇashram is easier. First become human, then become gentleman, then become conscious, then become Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada wanted to build a big bridge where whole world can cross to reach Krishna consciousness. That's what Prabhupada's vision, and he wanted to do that. And of course later on he said, okay, I thought that whole world need, but now I see the devotee also need. For devotee, we don't need varṇashram because we are pure devotee, we are so transcendental. But no, he found out he wanted them to be, but actually many devotees are falling apart from the standard Prabhupada said. So he said devotee also need varṇashram. So he wanted the devotees, don't underestimate the power of illusion. The Maya means we think we are okay. Maya make us we think we are okay. That is the Maya's trick. Because of Maya, we think okay, but then because we are not in Maya, we are thinking we are transcendental, but actually we are in Maya, we are under the 3 modes of material nature. Therefore, we need varṇashram. In one sense, we act just like the man on the stage. We act in varṇashram, but at the same time we actually do need, we have to admit. As soon as we want to eat something, then there is a proper way how to eat, what to eat. As soon as we want to sleep, there is a proper way how to sleep, where to sleep. If we are 6 Goswamis level, then we don't have to eat, we don't have to sleep on certain place. But if we are not, then we have to be honest to ourselves, then we follow varṇashram, but at the same time we know the goal is to please the Supreme Lord. Just like here in Kaudama Muni. he saw the Lord face to face, and he's asking, I have the lusty desire, I need to fulfill, I want the wife who is just the position of my nature. So the Lord was so happy and so pleased. Why? He shed the tears. He shed the tears when he embraced Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. He drinks the body of Rupa Sanatana. But here, Narada Muni, he is talking about, I want a wife, just saying the Lord. He is saying that. But then he is so happy because Narada Muni is following the order of Lord Brahma, and he's not doing for himself, and he's following the system of varṇas, which is established the Supreme Lord, with the aim to praise the Supreme Lord. And now we finish the class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now if we have any question, correction, comment, please do so.
Dear Your Grace Kesavi Mataji, thank you for that class. Hare Krishna. In the purport yesterday,
yes,
I didn't have a chance to point this out, but for me it's one of the most important sentences that Prabhupada practically ever wrote about what is the purpose, not just of human society, but the actual purpose of this Hare Krishna movement here on this earth. And that sentence is, it's in the middle of the first paragraph. Human society means that society which is making progress toward spiritual realization. So, to organize all of human society so that it is directed towards spiritual realizations, they will need a leader, a king, they will need Brahmins, they will need the entire varnashram system. But how will that ever be created by the Hare Krishna movement? And I asked this to Prabhupada, and he said, you go on with your mass book distribution. That is surcharging the atmosphere of the whole earth with a spiritual energy, because it is the yajna for this age. And people then who take birth under such a surcharged spiritual atmosphere, they will take birth and their natural religious dharma sentiments will awaken. And he said, it doesn't matter what you call it, Christian, Islam, Buddhist, Judaism, well, but not Buddhist, he didn't say that. But all religions that believe in God, he said, it doesn't matter. That sentiment will awaken. And then he said, and eventually so many souls will be born over and over again under such an atmosphere on the earth, they will demand, not a revolution from military, like many revolutions in history. The people in mass will demand that there be a spiritual leader to guide the society in a way that leads to spiritual realizations. And he said, that is how varnashram is going to get established all over the earth, by people demanding it who have been enlightened by our book distribution and by taking birth in that atmosphere of the worldwide yajna. And it all comes back to that one beautiful sentence.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, spiritual revolution ki jai. So spiritual revolution doesn't need violence and gun and all the violence, but then we have to become devotee. When Prabhupada went to 797, following to your statement, when Prabhupada went to New York and the reporter said, "Why did you come?" And Prabhupada said, "Because the people here has no brain. I came to give you the brain." So Prabhupada wanted to train the people, in Hare Krishna people, who has a brain. So it's not like we are going to create a revolution by the force, but he wanted the Hare Krishna people to become qualified, be trained, and then atmosphere becomes so surcharged that people start demanding, I want spiritual education, I want a spiritual atmosphere. I just went to Japan recently because my father left the body, so I went there. I was too late to be seeing my father off, but then somehow I met the person who was taking care of my father, the last moment of his life. He was breathing very slowly, so my father's caretaker hold his hand and asking, "How are you? Are you okay?" Then his breathing became slower and slower and slower. So she started calling other doctors, and many people came. Then it became slower and slower and slower, and finally he stopped breathing. Then the person who was taking care, he was so surprised. Usually when someone is dying, they scream because they choke, they can't breathe. They scream or they become violent, and they change the characters and all that. But my father just breathed slowly, and then he breathed left, and then he just peacefully left. So she was so surprised. Then I was talking about that story with Kavichandra Maharaj. When I was in Japan for 3 weeks, almost every day Kavichandra Maharaj would send me a message or call phone or send a text message. Every day he was calling me or messaging, something like that. So I was telling about this story, and then he said, because I was thinking about my father, and my father probably thinking about me, that is natural for the father. So that thought will go to the person who was holding my father's hand. So she became so blessed by Krishna, then she became so surcharged with spiritual hankering. When I met her, she was telling about this story, and she asked, "So what are you doing?" Because they have a daughter, but never been here. Don't talk about daughter and don't see the daughter for 30 years plus. What kind of irresponsible daughter, they were thinking. And then I came, and they asked, "What you have been doing all these years?" And then I said, "I'm Hare Krishna, I'm staying in Mayapur in India, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare." And then she said, I thought she's going to be angry, and she said, "Oh, that's so wonderful. This is what I was looking for. I was looking for the truth, and I found it." And she started chanting Hare Krishna, and now she's correspondent. And then she immediately registered my Bhagavad-gītā class, and she's so enthusiastic. And she said she was looking for. So people looking for. And then what I want to say that when I was in Japan, last time when I was there was 33 years ago, nobody was interested. Practically nobody was vegetarian. But when I went there, just handful of devotees chanting Hare Krishna, preaching. They're doing their best, but then only handful compared to the millions population there. But they are doing Harinam, book distribution, best of their ability. So many people start becoming interested. They don't even become Hare Krishna, but there are so many yoga center related to like a mantra band or something about yoga related to spiritualism, and so many vegetarian food, vegan food. There's no vegan shop before, but there is so many vegan shops. And if we walk, people are really looking for, and there are so many organizations. That's exactly what Rameshwara Prabhu just mentioned. Just by devotee trying their Krishna consciousness, chanting Hare Krishna, change the atmosphere. I felt completely different atmosphere when I went to Japan. Just handful devotees doing their best. But actually, I could actually feel that changing the atmosphere. That is a really spiritual revolution Prabhupada predicting many years back. So that is a wonderful Srila Prabhupada. So we have 5 more minutes. Any other comment? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, you mentioned that this varnashram, Bhaktivinoda Thakur he brought, and before that it was not discussed. But then I was wondering, because in 7th canto, last 5 chapters, they are dealing with varnashram, and our acharyas like Vishwanath Thakur and Jiva Goswami, they have given extensive commentaries. So what is their opinion about this? Can you?
I didn't study yet, and I don't have a Vishwanath Thakur's commentary. It's in the purport of Bhagavatam.
Sorry?
It's in the purport of Prabhupada's purport?
No, I'm just asking, curious.
Okay.
What is their opinion?
Okay, I wanted to get Vishwanath Thakur's commentary. If you have access, please share with me. Because I always wanted Vishwanath Thakur's commentary, and I don't have access. Yes, Prabhu.
To answer his question, to understand whatever the previous acharyas taught, to understand that means you accept the way Prabhupada is presenting Krishna consciousness and transcendental knowledge, because Prabhupada is the acharya for the next 10,000 years through his books. So if you want to understand anything about varnashram from prior acharyas, you must understand it the way Prabhupada explains it. Don't jump over. Go and understand it through the eyes of Srila Prabhupada, through the words of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for that comment. Very loyal to Srila Prabhupada. When I was doing Bhakti Shastri for Japanese devotee, I was teaching Bhakti Shastri. I was referring Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary and Baladev Vijayabhushan's commentary along with Prabhupada. When you read very carefully, Prabhupada's commentary include all the acharyas, especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baladev Vijayabhushan. But they are presented as Shastric, and then if I read only Baladev Vijayabhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, I don't understand. But Prabhupada assimilate, that is realization, he assimilate all the acharyas teaching, and he present in the way we can understand, we can relate, because we are so conditioned, and Prabhupada see we are conditioned. Prabhupada can present all the great acharyas teaching, the essence of teaching, in the way we can assimilate. So that was a very nice point. Of course, we can study, but then we have to go along with Prabhupada's books, then we become complete. Then we understand, yes, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, wonderful, Baladev Vijayabhushan, wonderful, and how, by studying Acharya's book, we appreciate even more how Srila Prabhupada is great, how much he assimilated. He knows all the Sanskrit. When he translates, he have all the Acharya's commentary here, and he put everything into his Bhaktivedanta purport, that is Prabhupada's life and soul. That is so wonderful. We are every day reading it. It is so fortunate. We never should underestimate Srila Prabhupada's purport. Prabhupada's purport is his life and soul and our life and soul. Prabhupada's devotional ecstasy, Prabhupada called. Thank you very much for your comment. Thank you very much. So we have 1 more minute. We want to end the class here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.